Well, guys, are we embarrassed yet? Huh? Are we? I would ask Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks organization if they're embarrassed yet, but I know they're not. They have no shame. They don't care, really. This should be like a coming to Jesus type loss. Like, this should be a loss where after the game, you're staring yourself in the mirror and you're saying, all right, what the fuck are we about? What are we about? Because this is sad. I mean, you got laughed out. You got booed. I mean, that's one of the first time Mavs fans, especially at the AAC, I mean, they're diehards. Like, and nothing could ever go wrong for them. When was the last time they got booed at home? The Mavs are getting booed tonight. And I'm incredibly happy I was asking for it. I was in the chat saying, hey, if you know anybody at this game, text them right now and tell them to start booing. This is a disgrace. What we are seeing is a disgrace, man. And we knew it was coming, right? This triple twin towers, triplet towers, right? That the Cavs employ, these 3 7-footers, just dominated tonight, all of them. Jared Allen, 28 points, 14 boards. He just cooked Moses Brown. Moses Brown is just not a good player. You saw it totonight. We all got to see it. I kind of am of the camp, and I have said that, like, I'd rather just watch Moses Brown, who's young, maybe could turn into something if we're lucky. I would rather watch Moses Brown, go out there and look like shit than Dwight Powell or Willie Cauley-Stein. But, man, he was bad. Like, there's just no way around it. Moses Brown was really, really bad tonight. Mobley, 12 points, 7 boards. He played good defense. And Lauri Markkanen, 24 points, 5 of 9 shooting. Lauri Markkanen just went off. He went absolutely off. And remember, keep in mind, guys, this is a player who openly wanted to join the Dallas Mavericks. Very, very openly. And the Mavs just not interested in acquiring talent. Not interested in fleshing out the roster. Not interested in just making a better team. And that's what's so frustrating about it. It really is. Like, sure, we're 20 games into the season. Like, the possibility of this team figuring it out at some point. And this game is still going on, by the way. So these stats might change as I'm talking. Except they have all of the scrubs in. But, the possibility of this team, getting better as the season goes on, it's possible. But this is the same team as 3 years ago. Do we expect that much change? Tim Hardaway's probably going to start shooting better. I mean, Dorian's probably going to start shooting better. Reggie Block's a great guy, right? He seems like a great dude. Seems like a really great dude. Reggie Block's going to start hitting his shots at some point, right? I mean, these are all things that we like to think. And if those things happen, we'll get better. But this has just been sad. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to go here. I'm going to go back here. But this has just been sad, dude. I mean, you shoot, 44% from the field, 30% from 3. This is some stat padding here at the end of the game, too. As you can see, we scored 28 points in the fourth quarter with the scrubs out there. Just stat padding in garbage time. So a lot of these percentages are skewed, honestly. There was a good portion of time, and let me see if I can find it. There was a good portion of time where the Mavericks outside of let me see if I can find the tweet. Outside of Luka, there was a good stretch of time where the Mavs are 1 of 16 from deep as a team. Outside of Luka, 1 of 16 from 3. These guys can't hit shots. These guys can't shoot. These guys can hardly dribble. They don't play defense. It's like, dude, I'm struggling to process what Mark Cuban thought was going to transpire. We're running the same team and the same shit. And I said this, Jared Allen, what did the Cavs give up for Jared Allen? Next to nothing. They got Lauri Markkanen for, they gave Lauri Markkanen some money, but there was, no competition. The Mavs could have got Lauri Markkanen if they wanted. I promise you that. The Mavs could have gotten Lauri Markkanen if they wanted. They drafted Mobley with the 3rd overall pick. But, the center position, I talked about this ad nauseum. Look at Daniel Gafford. I didn't stream that game against the Wizards, but Daniel Gafford did us dirty. The Wizards basically got him for free. They got him for Mo Wagner and Troy Brown Jr. That's who the Wizards gave up for Daniel Gafford. If the Mavs wanted to get serious about the center position, so we don't have to watch this shit on a nightly basis, so we don't have to watch Moses Brown go out there and do whatever the hell that was. And I saw some Mavs fans say, oh my God, Moses Brown was a +2. Shut up, please, for the love of Christ. Please shut up. Please. If you don't want to see that, you could get a center for cheap. I promise you, you can find a competent center for not that much. Look at all of the guys around the league who are playing on minimums. JaVale McGee's on a minimum. He'd be the best center on this team. Dwight Howard's on a minimum. Andre Drummond's on a minimum. But just not serious, I guess. Reggie Block, again, plays like ass. Just horrible. Just terrible. Brunson doesn't play good. Granted, Brunson's like playing with an injury, but we're gonna like we're gonna pay Brunson and then just still have the same team again. Like that's what it is. We paid Tim Hardaway, we paid KP, we paid all these guys. So now we're backed into this corner. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we end up paying Dorian. Right, we're gonna be back to this corner. We're running the same team out again and again and again and again and again. The team building has failed dramatically. It just has. KP got hurt again, hurt his ankle. I'm a Jose Moreno. I can't speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. That's how I feel. I know KP defenders and the people, KP, the hard line defenders that KP has. They were going on a victory lap, and rightfully so. He's been phenomenal. But this is who KP is, man. I just hope it's not serious, right? He wasn't ruled out immediately, so that is a good sign. But I guess we'll see moving forward. Luka played really good. I thought he played good. I mean, 7-11 from deep, 0-4 from the free throw line. That's got to be better. But a triple-double. Woo. I honestly think KP's numbers don't really reflect. I thought KP honestly played fine. He had 4 blocks. I really didn't think KP played that bad. Tim Hardaway Jr., another stinker. What's going on? What is happening with Tim? What is happening with Tim? And I talked going into the offseason, I just said I didn't want to bring Tim back. It didn't make a lot of sense. I talked myself into it as time went on. I said, yeah, you pretty much have to bring Tim back. What is it? Is he just got paid and he's done? Like, what's going on? Why is he this bad? Dorian played good. Granted, there was a lot of stat padding here in garbage time for Dorian. The bench just was horrible. Cleveland minus 34. Good God, have some shame at least. And again, a lot of this stuff is stat padding for Cleveland too in the fourth quarter. Like the bench just got absolutely ran through. There was a solid stretch of time where throughout like the main portions of the game before the game was just completely out of reach and the garbage time stuff happened. Like the Mavs had 2 bench scores and it was like Cleveland with 2 points and Brunson with 2 points. It's just like, dude. And part of the thing that makes me so upset and disgusted by this game, so upset and so disgusted by this game, is the Cavs just looked far and away the more talented team. They looked like the more talented team. The Cleveland Cavaliers looked far and away much more talented than the Dallas Mavericks. And that's been the story all season long. Every time the Mavs lose, it's just like, yeah, they got outmatched. Like it's very rarely so far have the Mavs lost a game. I think the Wizards game, the Mavs looked a lot of the time like the better team. It looked like they should have won, but they just didn't do it in the end because you couldn't do it, right? Like it's like almost every time the Mavs lose, like yeah, they're the worst team. Like that seems like the right outcome because the Mavs are just the worst team, and it's just sickening. And that's why I was saying in the chat, it's like I don't get excited when I think about this team. This team is not fun to watch at all. This team is a fucking chore to watch. They are. I do. I miss the days where we didn't have a defense at all. Like, yeah, our defense has gotten better, but we have that's been met with the offense just falling off of a cliff. The shooting numbers in this game, again, a lot of it was boosted with stat padding, garbage time stuff. But the numbers in this game are horrific. When it mattered, the team was shooting like 36% from the field. That's just so bad. This roster is just horrid. It's just like, I said I was going to come on here and get mad and scream after the game because it's like, I've said the same thing a million times about all of our losses. It just is what it is. We are just not as talented as a lot of teams in the NBA. We need like KP and Luka to go nuts. We need Tim Hardaway Jr. to go nuts. We need Brunson to go nuts to win these games. Brunson and Tim Hardaway Jr., you can't rely on that consistently. Luka's had a slow start to this season. KP's in and out. And we're about to be 10-9. And it's just like, I don't even feel good or confident at all. Do any of you guys? And see people are like, oh, Boban got a 3. Woo! That's what we live for, huh? Boban to check in at garbage time when we're getting blown out of the fucking stadium so Boban can hit a 3. Woohoo! And here's I talked about this just like sums it up, dude. It really does. Pre-game exchange with Jason Kidd. Who's going to start with Willie out? Do you really want to know now? Yeah. We're going to start Moses. This reads like a fucking fan fiction. We're going to start Moses. Oh, okay. Is that a surprise? Yeah. It's going to excite a lot of fans. Keep the fans happy. I guarantee you, like, they were just like, dude, just start Moses Brown so the fans can shut the fuck up. Like, I'm willing to guarantee you that is exactly what happened. They're like, dude, we see all of the Moses Brown talk on Twitter. Just start his ass so Mavs fans can shut up, please. He was not very good tonight. He got worked by Jared Allen. Didn't have too high of expectations for him, though, to be fair. And I talk about this, too, because everybody in my chat was shitting on Jason Kidd. He's not shooting the basketball, guys. These guys are missing wide-open shots at a higher rate than anybody else in the NBA. That's not Jason Kidd's fault. And I talked about this. And let me play my fucking conspiracy music. I've convinced myself that this conspiracy is true. Mark Cuban and the boys in the front office knew that they have just dropped the ball when it comes to roster construction. They have completely dropped the ball when it comes to building a good roster around Luka Doncic. You've had him now. This is his 4th season in the league, right? You've had ample amount of time to build a legitimate team, and you just haven't done it. So, you know, the walls are kind of closing in. Fans are starting to get a little upset. They're starting to get a little pressed because the results just haven't been there, and you haven't really made enough moves to help Luke out. So what do? You bring in Jason Kidd as head coach. And you know that this delusional fan base will talk themselves into Jason Kidd because he was there in 2011. As long as you always have someone from 2011, the fans will be excited. So the fans get excited, right? And you know he's an easy punching bag. He's the easy target. Fans are obviously going to blame Jason Kidd. It's just the easy thing to do. And yeah, Jason Kidd's not a good coach. No shit. He's been a disaster everywhere he's been. But he's not the one missing wide open shots. Those are the guys that Cuban has brought in and the front office has brought in that have just not panned out. I don't know. I really didn't. I don't want to get mad every time this team loses. I really don't, because you're gonna have games. And you know what? If I streamed the Wizards game, I'd have been a little, sad that we lost, but I wouldn't have been yelling because I don't think the team played that bad. But like, what do you want me to say tonight? They got outclassed and outmatched by the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were one of the worst teams in the league last year. But they went out, they drafted Mobley. He's a slam fucking dunk. He's so good. He's such a good player. They got Jared Allen, such a good player. They went out and got Lauri Markkanen. He's been good. Darius Garland's developing. He's such a good player. You went out and you got Ricky Rubio for Taurean Prince. He's been great. I don't know, man. Maybe the Mavs will take some notes